So, here's Harry. Hi, Harry. Kiss. So, I got a project I'm working on here. It's a project based on an issue that we can go into later. As it is now, I have roughly a month left to build it. How I'm going to build it is another question. This consists of a large, full-scale, 1-to-1 of a newborn baby whale. I'm working on a puppet performance, which may sound a little weak, but by far I can tell you it's anything. But there's a lot of work yet to do. I've only got a month left, and well, I'll take you in and show you. So. And this is the workshop. So basically what we have here is a couple of drawings here made up with my scale. We're working on the scale model here of a full-size 1-to-1 scale of a newborn humpback whale. Amazingly enough, they're 16 feet long, roughly. I'm working on the section of the head at the moment, and this is going to be roughly 160 centimeters long, which consists of this section here. As you can see, it's almost as tall as me. The midsection here is going to be 110 centimeters, which will also hold the supports that will come down as a sort of a wishbone style that are going to rest upon my shoulders here. So the tail section is 135 centimeters. These will all be static. There won't be any moving parts. The moving parts will be here in the midst of these two sections, as well as at this point here. But the body structure here is made up of these wooden discs that will be glued in between each section and then fastened with a structural frame, which will consist of wood and aluminum, just to keep the weight down. Days are getting longer here. A little more light in the evening time, but still not quite light enough. I don't have a lot of light in my workshop here, but it's sufficient, I suppose, for the work that I've got to do. If you look here on this, I don't know how well you can see it here. Each one of these discs are going to create a sort of form that are going to be all attached along the edges here and through the top side here, through the backbone. And then, as I said before, these points here are going to be the pivot points where the movement is going to be, as well as down here by the fluke. So we'll be working on these for a day or so, gluing and the hardware, and incidentally we'll be using lightweight plastic as spacers in between the pieces, and some fender washers possibly, if they are not too heavy. Every last bit of this makes a big difference, and this is one reason why sections have been cut out. It's just mainly to reduce the weight, because all this is going to be sitting on my shoulders. So I got all my blocks cut out. These, the reason they were 44 millimeters at the end is because there's 44 millimeters this way, and it makes them a perfect square. It's not that necessary, but it looks better. Aesthetics are important. So next, I'm just going to sand all the edges down. And most of the sanding will be done after they're all glued together, and then they can all be made exactly the right dimensions I need. So. Power. Well, I don't expect everyone to understand what it is that I'm working on, each of these steps and stuff, but I can assure you it'll all come into view eventually. So it's important to have some music while you're working as well. It's about a third of the inspiration, I would say, in whatever you're doing. So it's not just music, but it's the quality of music. It makes a big difference. Because of course it makes things a lot more stable. Things don't creak, they don't make noise, and there's movement. Brad and Ed are here to hold everything in place. Yeah, still move around. Glue gets a little slippery. Like that. There's the first ring. This part I have a block here because we're going to use 2 blocks that are going to hold the backbone. So I finished with the discs here, and process is slow, but it's going. Now it's just a matter of sanding these edges so that they match all the way around even, and then the spacers need to match up to allow for a screw to pass through, and that's going to take on this aluminum profile here. It's still pretty light. It's about 4 pounds with the body structure, and the head structure I haven't weighed this out yet, so we'll find out once that gets put together. Trying to keep this underweight by about no more than 30 pounds. It's a lot of weight to be resting on your shoulders, so but we'll weigh it as we go. See you tomorrow!